it's Annette Bau, and welcome to the Millionaire Insider. For over 30 years, I've been advising and researching the top 1% and 2% of millionaires, really to find out what millionaires with amazing lives do differently in their business, their life, and with their money. And now I'm providing you practical, easy to implement ideas so that you can succeed in your business, in your life, and with your money. And today I'm providing you 5 critical millionaire habits I have discovered over the last 30 years that you really need if you want to take your business and life to the next level. So the first thing I encourage you to do is go down and click subscribe. Subscribe so you get notified of new episodes and so that I know you like this content. We're providing this to you for free. All we ask is that you subscribe and that you comment. Today's episode is sponsored by 3 insider secrets to generate leads. You can go to millionaireseries.com/lead generation to access this. If you want more ideal, profitable prospects or clients, please access this resource. It shows you what you need to do. All materials on intellectual property are copywritten by millionaireseries.com. The information we provide is not intended to replace any advisor or specialist or to provide investment, financial, or tax planning, retirement planning, or any advice regarding your plan or your health care. Before beginning any plan, you agree to consult with your own team of advisors and to review your situation. All participants agree to hold millionaireseries.com and its affiliates harmless for results achieved or not achieved, and all international copyrights are reserved. For today's show notes, go to millionaireseries.com/111. For all show notes, go to millionaireseries.com/MI. If you'd like to access more habits, you can go to millionaireseries.com/HG to access our millionaire habits. And I actually provide you 10 millionaire habits that are really critical. So a few more habits than we're going to dive into today, but you can go to millionaireseries.com/HG. So let's dive into the 5 millionaire habits. So I'm going to train you like I do my mastermind. And the reason I'm going to do this is because I want you to start really getting it so that you can apply it. Meaning, it's easy for me to just say, oh, go do this, do this. But when you're actually having experiential, it's proven that you're going to get better results and you're going to be better able to apply it. So the first thing I want you to do, turn off all distractions. We've got to learn how to focus. If we want to create new habits, the most important thing we got to do is quiet down our limbic brain, get into our prefrontal cortex, and ideally integrate the two. So I want you to turn everything off, your cell phone, extra browsers, everything, and just focus for the next 25 to 30 minutes. The first habit is you've got to know where you're going. And one of the most powerful insights I have gained from working with millionaires is they are crystal clear on where they're going. They also, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them understand that money is a short-term motivator. Their why, which is their purpose and their passion, is their long-term sustainer. When the going gets tough, your why is going to keep you in the game. And what you're going to find is that when you're not clear on your why, pebbles will get in your way and you get distracted. When you're clear on your why, you could have a boulder in your path and it won't deter you. So really get clear on where you're going. And the 7 principles of becoming a millionaire for life, you can go to millionaireseries.com/7P. At the end of chapter 1, I dive into a section called Releasing Mental Blocks and Core Beliefs. And part of that exercise helps you get clear on what you want. You write out the question with your dominant hand. What is it I want? What is it I really want? And then with your non-dominant hand, you can answer it. And amazing things are going to come from that. You're either going to get the answer or you're going to get another question. But that is a really helpful process to help you get clear on what you want if you're not clear. What I find is that most people are really clear on what they don't want, but they're not really clear on what they do want. So you've got to take the time to get clear on what you do want. Habit number 2, create rituals. You know, it's interesting, but millionaires with amazing lives, meaning ones that are happy, healthy, and wealthy, they have rituals. They have an evening ritual and a morning ritual. But we always start with the evening ritual. And the reason we start with the evening ritual is that it allows you to determine what you need to do from your prefrontal cortex so that you're clear on it. And then when you sleep on it, it allows you to integrate into your subconscious mind. Ideally, if you can get your subconscious mind, which is your limbic, that fear center where it's there to protect you, that's kind of on autopilot, integrated with your rational, reasonable brain, amazing things happen. The problem with a lot of people is they set this amazing goal from their prefrontal cortex, January 1st, and one study showed that by like the 19th, 92% had given up. It's because they didn't integrate their prefrontal cortex with their limbic brain. We've got to integrate those to make those big, hairy, audacious goals a reality. So we've got to make sure that's a priority. We've also got to make sure that we're getting adequate sleep, that we've got really good diet, exercise, we're doing our focused breathing, we're meditating, quieting down that mind, our limbic brain, praying, walks, hikes. And then we can't forget our T5. Our T5 are the top 5 activities we've got to do each day. And we want to set those again before we leave the office so that our minds can already work them out. It's fascinating what happens when you identify your T5 the night before and then you sleep on it. And all it's doing is really just getting programmed into your mind. But what you'll find is that you wake up and you're so much more effective and efficient. It's just fascinating. And I know it sounds really woo-woo. All I say is before you go down that path of, oh my gosh, that sounds crazy, try it. Not only have I been doing it for over 30 years, I've seen hundreds of millionaires do it. And I now have seen it in my own mastermind with every level of a person. It works, but you just got to try it. So top 5, your T5 is the top 5 activities you got to do each day. And then your top 3 are your objectives. What are the 3 most important objectives you want to complete this week in your business and in your life? So you have 3 for your business, 3 for your life. T5, T3 are absolutely critical. All right, so create your T5, the top 5 most important activities for the next day. And I like to do it about 4:30 or 5. Organize and prep for the next day so you're ready to go. Ideally, eat dinner by 6 or 6:30. And ideally, if you have a family, with your family. Studies prove that families that eat together stay together. Avoid food after dinner. You can have water or herbal tea, but nothing else. Just let your body have a little bit of time to digest the food and your organs some time to just relax and not have to work so hard. Ideally, turn off all electronics by 8 or 8:30. You want to complete 30 minutes of stretching, yoga, prayer, and or meditation before you go to bed. So ideally, 60 minutes before you go to bed, there's no electronics. And then you ideally want to be to bed between 9 and 9:30. Our maximum REM sleep, the optimal REM sleep is between 9 and 2. So the closer you can get to bed by 9, the better. Now, my goal is always by 10, but I know that when I go to bed at 9:30, I have such a better night's sleep and I'm so much more clear and focused. And I hear the same thing from members of my mastermind. When you take time to create what you're going to do the next day, the night before, you're going to find that you're going to get 10 times more done. It's unbelievable, and it's a critical habit, and it's one that millionaires have. They know where they're going, they know what they need to do, and they do it. If you focus on 5 daily wins, it leads to almost 2,000 wins in a year. All right, we want to rise rested, ideally without an alarm clock. You then want to complete your stretching and or yoga, your focused breathing, your meditation and or your prayer, and then set your intention for the day. And ideally, you want to be setting your intention right after you do a power break. So you do a power hour, 50 to 70 minutes of laser focus, followed by a power break, which is 7 minutes of moving your arms, moving your legs, followed by 3 minutes of focused breathing in through your nose, holding it, out through your nose, and then set your intention. What do you want to achieve the next hour? Ideally, you want to drink 16 ounces of water when you get up. And if you want caffeine, I recommend green tea over coffee simply because it's got more catechins and L-theanine. It's just better for you. But again, you just got to determine what works for you. I'm not opposed to coffee. The problem with coffee is if you have any health issues, they have found by removing people from coffee, those health issues oftentimes just go away. And it's not the caffeine, it's the toxicity of the coffee. So just be aware of it. But if that's a problem for you, it's a habit you need to get rid of. You need to rewire. You want to complete 30 minutes of cardio, walking and running, get ready and start your day. Write out your top 5 affirmative statements in I am or I active verb. I want to share this with you. I have read so many articles about you just got to get up earlier. You got to get up at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. this, the 5 a.m. that. And I'm not opposed with you getting up at 5 a.m., but what I'm more interested in is what time do you go to bed? If you're able to go to bed early enough and you can wake up at 5 a.m. without an alarm clock, by all means do it. I actually find I'm so much more productive when I get up earlier. I get to bed earlier, I get up earlier. Does that mean I do it? Unfortunately, not all the time. I try, but I don't always do it, and I hate the word try. But you get my point. I mean, it's really powerful. So I don't want you going to bed at the normal time, 10 or 11, and then forcing yourself to get up at 5. Research shows that if you do that, you're just a walking time bomb for Alzheimer's, for heart disease, for being obese. The laundry list is mind-boggling. So make sure that if you are getting up early, you're going to bed early. Now, one thing I will encourage you to do is not set your alarm clock. So let's just say you go to bed at 10 and you wake up at 7, all right? Well, then that tells you need more sleep. Go to bed at 9, then you get up at 6. Ideally, wake up without an alarm clock because that's going to tell you if you're getting enough sleep. Now, the only thing that I do find, and I found this not only in my research, but with myself and with people that I've advised, is that if you get to bed too late, sometimes you'll wake up without an alarm clock and you're not getting enough sleep, and it's just because your rhythm is off. Your patterns as far as sleep are off. So again, be aware of that. You want to write out your affirmations and your goals in I am or I active verb. So habit 3, slow down. Just slow down. Less is more. In fact, this is embarrassing to admit, but probably about 10 years into my career, I remember one of my clients, he was just like just went kind of slow. And I remember thinking, gosh, if I could teach him how to multitask, imagine how successful he'd be. This guy was very wealthy, mid 8 figures. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, it's so funny because he cannot multitask. See, at the time, I had no idea how wrong and how bad multitasking is. Multitasking does not get us ahead. It actually slows us down. It's not that we can always single task, but the more we can single task, the better. And part of that just requires we slow down, that we get into the zone, the lane that just goes a little slower. In fact, in the show notes, I'm going to link one of my favorite books, which is Slow Down to the Speed of Life. I love that book. A game changer, but it just talks about slowing down. And when we slow down, we actually achieve more. Now, most of us don't believe that, right? Because we think, oh, if we just go faster. And the problem is a lot of us, we're like that gerbil on that wheel. We're just going faster and faster, faster, but we're not getting anywhere. We got to slow down. We got to get clear on where we're going, and then we got to take action, methodical action. And last but not least, we got to realize that a lot of success is boring and mundane. You know, weighing your ideal weight is boring and mundane. It requires that we eat healthy. It requires that we watch what we eat. It requires that we exercise. Being financially free, it requires that we watch where we spend our money, what we do. A lot of it is so boring and mundane. You know, you're not out getting the latest and greatest car or purse or shoes or whatever it may be. And that, when you get clear on that and you can quiet down your limbic brain and not have those impulses, that's when you know you're on the right course. And it all begins by slowing down. Habit 4, add 10%. This one is so simple. And this is something that we would always do with my family. It's like, okay, did you operate at 110%? And I would always say that to my kids. So if they had a test, and whether they did well or not, did you give 110%? And if they did, I'm like, that's all you can do. If they said, oh, not really, all right, we got to work on that next time. 110%, my friends, is a game changer. So what I want you to think about for 1 minute is, if you're sleeping 7 hours a night, how about just increasing that to 7.7 hours? If you're making 10 warm calls to prospects each day, why not just start making 11? If you go to bed at 10 p.m., why not just go to bed at 9 p.m.? If you're eating 2,000 calories, why not just eat 1,800 calories? Now, sometimes this backfires on us. So as a family, we ski. My husband and I have been skiing our whole lives, and we're decent skiers. We can hold our own. My younger son, who has been skiing since he's been about 3, I remember he was going so fast, and he was little, that neither of us could catch him. And my husband, who never wrecks, actually wrecked, and he was so mad, and I was so mad. And I got down to the bottom of the hill, and I said, "You are sitting out around, because that's our penalty." And he goes, "Mom, how can you penalize me? I was just following the 110% rule. I was just trying to increase my speed by 10%. So sometimes it backfires on us, but the 10% rule is so powerful. If you just make one call more a day, add it up, my friends. Say you work 300 days a year, that's 300 more calls. And let's just say out of every 10 people, you're reaching someone. I mean, that's significant, absolutely significant. What is that, 30? It's amazing. Habit number 5, show up at your best. Think about it, my friends. When you get ready, you get makeup on, wear something nice, you got your hair done, you feel better. Now, I'm not going to say I do this all the time, because when I'm not recording, a lot of times I don't have a lot of makeup on and I don't have my hair done. But I do know that when I get ready, I feel so much better. It's amazing. When we feel better, we show up better. And so what I encourage you to do, you don't have to do it every day, but if you're seeing clients or you're actively out practicing, make sure and make it a priority. Well-groomed, posture up, smile on your face, like you love life, you're excited about life. It's gonna rub off on other people, and they're gonna go, "I don't know what it is about that person. I like their energy, I like how they act." I had people say to me, "Annette, I don't know why I worked with you, but you're just in such a good mood and you wanted to help, and I like that." And that was even when I first started and I really didn't have money, and I was working with all these people that had huge net worths, and it was because they could sense that about me, and I made it a priority. So always, always, always show up at your best. So let's look at some tips here. Take time to confirm that your T5 is accurate. Are these really the most important activities I need to do tomorrow? Develop a winning attitude. This we can all control. Complete the focused breathing exercise 2 to 3 times each day so you can focus on command. That's breathing to the count of 8 through your nose, in, hold it for 8, and then release for 10. And then complete 4 to 6 high-value activities, and oftentimes these are income-producing activities, and these are ones that are going to allow you to achieve your goal. What do you need to do to make your goal a reality? And then 5, complete at least 6 power breaks each day. Again, a reminder, a power hour is 50 to 70 minutes of laser focus where you're completing a high-value activity, followed by a power break. That's 5 to 7 minutes moving your arms, moving your legs, getting your heart rate up, followed by 3 minutes of the focused breathing, into the count of 8, hold for 8, release for 12 through your nose. This is going to improve your ability to focus, reduce the amygdala, meaning your irrational emotional space in your brain, so that you can get really clear on what you want. And then last but most certainly not least, set your intention for the next power hour. You've got to master your level of thinking. The quality of your life and business is dictated by the level of your thinking, and it's also dictated by the choices you make. As Warren Buffett said, super successful people, as compared to successful people, say no to almost everything because they're so clear on what they want. They're so clear on where they're going. So from now on, start focusing in more on saying no versus saying yes. And if you're like me, kind of a people pleaser, you want everyone to be happy, it can be a little challenging because you don't always want to say no. But what I have found is that by being really clear on what you want and where you're going, it's a lot easier to determine what you say yes to and what you say no to. And we talked about slowing down. Slowing down is so critical. Simplifying your life. Less is more. Removing clutter, and then removing anything that's not adding value. One of the things that I continue to do, and I'd like to say that I'm really good at simplifying my life, but there's certain aspects of my life that are pretty simple, and there are things that I just really like doing. I actually like being at my house and being in my routine. I just love having a routine. And early in my life, I thought, oh, it'll be so great to go here or there. And I'm not saying it's not. Once I get there and I'm either up in the mountains or I'm at the ocean, I love it. But less is more, my friends. And what I've also found is that our belief, what we think in our mind, is so powerful. So if you're loving where you are, even if you're in a one-bedroom apartment, if you're really loving it and you're really present, you're going to be better off than if you have 3 mansions. So don't discount that. My friends, we have to form the habits, we have to get clear on what we want, and then we've got to enjoy it. And I don't care where you are financially, you can enjoy where you are right now. It doesn't mean that you don't want something better. But by getting clear on that, what you're going to find is as you get more money and as you get more success, you're going to enjoy it more. So please click subscribe so that you can get notified of episodes, and comment. I would love to hear what habits you implement and what habits you're using to get to your next level. So powerful, so important. So for today's show notes and resources, go to millionaireseries.com/111. For all show notes, go to millionaireseries.com/MI. For today's free resource, you can go to millionaireseries.com/HG to get more millionaire habits. And today's episode is sponsored by the 3 insider secrets to generate leads. You can go to millionaireseries.com/lead generation. If you want more ideal, profitable prospects or clients, this is a must-attend training. The 3 insider secrets to generate leads at millionaireseries.com/lead generation. So I want to thank you so much for attending the 5 Millionaire Habits. This is Annette Bau, founder of millionaireseries.com. All international copyrights are reserved. So there you have it. Not that difficult. All I want you to do is start with one and then progress to the next one and so forth. And before you know it, you'll have habits that are better than some of the millionaires I advised. So thank you so much for attending. This is Annette Bau, host of the Millionaire Insider. All international copyrights are reserved. Bye now.